We are live. I think. Live. Please go live. I think we're live. I think we're live. We're finally live. I think we're live. Okay. Hello, beloveds. Thank you so much. It's always interesting with technology and the energies that I raise before a call or a class or a session. I always do a lot of energy work, a lot of spiritual work. I've been up for hours working with the beach and the land and my crystal bowls and cleansing and clearing myself like in my energy cleanses class. So Akasha here. Namaste. Happy New Year. To me, it's really not the new year yet. If you're a little sluggish, we're going to talk about that really quickly so that as we go into the live soul readings today, I'm so excited and so honored to get to do with you that you'll have a context as well. Tomorrow's the peak of the full moon, but of course you feel the full moon for days, if not weeks before, and full moon can affect you for a whole month. So every 2 weeks we have a full moon, and then the 2 weeks we have a new moon, and so on. So if the full moon has a 1 month cycle between when it comes back, approximately, what we see is that energy is impacting us. So the first thing we want to remember about the full moon is it's a full moon. So what does that mean? It's bright, it's illuminating, it's full of light, and everything is polarity. Everything has masculine and feminine energy, or yin and yang energy. However, in general, the moon is holding a feminine energy for us. That means a polarity, not really a sex or a gender. Okay? And so really feel it, really start tuning in for sure 3 days before and for a few days after. It's beautiful. It's also a harvest. It represents something that's ripe. We see it as a new moon when it's all black and we don't see it. We know it's there. That's where you plant seeds. That's where you really go within and you realize you're in the womb phase of creation. And then as the moon waxes, as it gets bigger during the month, more light, more light, more light, more light, different crescent moons, different directions, really give us different energies. And the really beautiful thing is when the full moon does come, we've moved through a cycle from the last full moon. And the full moon moves faster than anything else. The moon, not the full moon, but yeah, the whole moon does move together. So the moon is the fastest moving of everything. It changes the most, and it's tied to your emotions and to your sacred intuitive and to the part of you that's the creator. And you came here to create worlds. Literally, you came here to create a world of your own. You can. It's not the way you think with your 3D mind, so you have to unplug from that. Right? So blessings, everybody. While I was waiting for YouTube to connect to me, I was writing down the names of everybody. So as you come in, please put your name in and we'll see what we can get to here. Sandra, hi Brittany, hi Olga. Hi, Petronella. So I hope I'm going to see all of you in a soul reading soon. The office opened a day or two ago. We're getting back up and running. We're getting our certification students like Brittany there. We're getting them their certificates, and we're getting ready to start the Design the Future You, or me, however you want to put that, course. This is an intuition awakening course. This is not a goal setting course. Okay. I want to be really clear. This is a deep spiritual energy experience, because I don't want you any longer planning any kind of goals without understanding the energies of it for your soul blueprint and your purpose right now. So it's going to be a series of deep spiritual processes. This is part of my mystery school. And these processes are vital. Then you connect at your core. And now you're co-creating, because you're not going, I want this, or I would like to lose weight, and I want to make more money, and I hope this happens. And you're dragging a lot of the negative energy that is attached to setting goals or New Year's resolutions, or will it happen, or I didn't do it. And then the guilt starts and you start going down the scale. Blah, 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 okay? Blame, shame, victim, anger, depression, and all that. So what we want to do is have you as pure as possible when you are connecting your inner blueprint and your soul's destiny and the path that your higher self and even your body intelligence, you have your DNA, but your DNA is not fixed, okay? So don't give in to any kind of it's in my family nonsense. That's a belief that is ingraining you to have a problem. So when we realize we have codes in ourselves, but the memories are connected to conditioning from the paradigm that we're metamorphosizing out of, right? We're metamorphosizing out of everything outside of us being the authority. So now we're in a full moon and the new year has started, but it really hasn't started. If it feels to you like, okay, it's the new year, but that problem again, or this health issue came up again. I thought I was done with that. Oh, do I have to complete this? And a lot of times we don't plan for things to not go exactly how we want. And then we create struggle and suffering because it's stressed and we have to do it and we have to do it now. So if you're having urgency energy, that's Mercury retrograde. All right, Mercury retrograde, Uranus retrograde, Mars retrograde. They're all retrograde right now, which is the reason why we're not powing into the new year. Also, the lunar new year, which comes several weeks from now, is really, to me, more energetically. Almost always there's something that happens in January, mid to late January, that completely changes the energy from when we entered the world. So remember the calendar, January 1st, yay, I love New Year's, but it doesn't have any basis in energetic reality. It isn't a part of the universal design. It's out of sync with nature. So we want to be in tune with the energies. So let me give you a little bit of the spiritual energy right now on this so we can dive into our soul readings. And what's exciting then is I want you to really get what I'm saying is give yourself a break. Realize you're going to need to finish things, fix things, go back, look at things, and imagine you're going on a really big journey, and you are. In a few weeks, all the planets are going to be direct, and we're going to be like slingshotting forward. It can be out of control. And so what we want to do is to have the opportunity to prepare, and that's what this time is. This is a beautiful soul, spirit, energetic, universal, love you so much, just do what I'm showing you to do right now and set aside your own agenda, right? So that's what's happening right now. It's take the next few weeks to complete things, because if you were going on a very fast, if you were like a spy, right, you have to be down, you have to be at the top of your game, you have to have everything, you have to have all your tools, you have to know what you're doing, you have to be slick and on top of it. You prepare. So this is what this time is about right now. Okay, the Design Your Future You is vital. Okay, this is an intuition awakening course that is going to take you into connecting with your higher self. It's going to connect you with your soul blueprint, and it's going to connect you to your Akashic records. I say guide, but who knows what, the way that you relate to it. Okay, and through these three deep mystery experiences, what is mystery school? It's discovering who you are. It's discovering why you're here. It's discovering that you're this multidimensional being with so much encoded within you. You're carrying and you're playing a very small game. You're stuck in your old fear and your wounds. You're supposed to stop waiting. And so if you plan your next year, your next steps based on your wounds and worrying if things are going to happen again, you're never going to align with the future you that is already living the life that is most optimal for you. All right, but it exists. Every version of you exists already. You could tap into a future you that you couldn't imagine right now, but if you try to set yourself up energetically, spiritually, template-wise, thought-wise, mindset-wise, giving yourself statements for the day, declarations that realign you. I'm going to give you these three processes so that you can repeat them, and then you're connection to these parts of you this is only a huge step forward, because then the goal is for you to continue to co-create your life moment by moment. So it is a really powerful, deep mystery school type experience if you really want to know who you are, connect to your true blueprint, your destiny, your path, align with the powers, the wisdom, the knowledge, even the pain and the wounds that are optimal at this time for you to see, find, connect to in this body, this life, other lives in your soul, other planets or stars you've lived on. Your soul blueprint is quite vast and you have access to it. So we're going to show you how to access your soul blueprint and how to let go of what you think you should have, let go of your fears, your past, your pain, your blocks affecting you, and your decisions, what you choose, what you decide, what you imagine. You don't know who you're becoming because you've never been there. We've never been here. The whole planet is in this crazy polarity, struggle, fear, blame game going on. Excuse me. Because the reality, the paradigm is melting down and everybody is realizing there's so much more to this, and we've been playing this fear game. So you don't want to design the next step. You don't want to design your new business, your new book, your new program, your new artwork, how you talk to your children today. You don't want to design your life from fear, from depression. If you're sitting disappointed every day, or if you're full of fear that you're not good enough, if you're having massive financial issues in your head, in your emotional field, these are all going to be a part of the energy that you plan with. So we're going to cleanse, then we're going to connect, and that could be to the higher self, the soul blueprint, or the Akasha. And these three processes are going to be something that you can repeat. So you cleanse, you're going to connect, and now you can co-create. You can design, because you can come in and say, hey, I've always wanted to do this, or I feel ready to do that, or this is the year that I'm going to, write my book or share my songs, or start doing videos and start receiving more of what's here for me, stop feeling guilty, whatever it is. You can come in with that. However, if that's all you have and you don't do these other steps that I'm going to give you, you're going to create a muddy future. And that means you're not clear. That means the guidance that is here for you, the powers that are here for you, aren't going to be quite aligned. And it's the clarity of the connection to the truth that then opens the future you. Okay, so there's going to be 4 processes: a cleanse, and then connecting to your higher self, connecting to your soul blueprint, connecting to your Akashic records, or your Akasha. I prefer to think of it because it's a field. It's an imprintable field, okay? It's living, and it contains everything you've been, done in this and any other life, and everything everybody's ever done. So it is a accessible portal. It's the best way to begin to access the infinite field. All right, because it's curated for you. Then you're going to have a process of co-creating. So once you have this clarity, once you get up, you do your cleanse, you write down, and then you sit, and then you aren't the one just blabbing, I want this and I don't want that and blah, 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 right? You're going, what is optimal for my highest good? What is awakening for me this year? Where has all this hard work gotten me? And what exciting new horizons are opening? I'm ready and willing, and I'm open and receptive to be connected to my future me that is most optimal at this time. And I'm ready and willing every day to walk this path in connection to my true path, my blueprint, my higher selves. Knowing that everything I need is already here, I'm ready to design and co-create. Then the doors open, the synchronicities happen. It doesn't mean every day of your life is perfect, all your diseases go away, and no one dies. You get real, you're in a body, you're on earth. It does mean that you shift looking at your world from shame, blame, guilt, fame. I love it. Could be. Being very, very famous could have some very, very bad repercussions, right? So lower states, release yourself, please, whatever you do. Don't try to design things, create things in this muddied thing. Get the energy cleanse course at least. Now, this is the annual sale. The soul readings are my primary connection to my clients. It is a vital experience, and it's so far beyond a reading that it is a bad name for it. And every time I've gone, we need to change the name for these because they're multidimensional healings, they're past life journeys, they're soul retrievals, they're light body healings, they're communication with guides, they're just everything and anything that's optimal for you. We'll see it, we'll go there, we travel, it's a shamanic journey. And there's so many different, I use everything I have, everything I know over 30 some years of this work. So the result is people are like, oh my gosh, I've never been seen that way, or that makes so much sense, or I feel so whole now, or I feel connected. And there's so much more than I imagine. Most people take notes and then re-listen to it for up to a week or longer. And so it is a very deep experience. It's awesome to do at the beginning of the year, or quarterly, or monthly even, or weekly for a month or something if you're going through something, before a project, right? After a big experience in your life, as you feel the energies get stuck or change. So take a look, there's bundles, there's packages, there's an incredible soul discovery package where we do a soul reading and we do a starseed session and we do, I don't know, 2 other really cool sessions. Oh, okay. That's Marnie. Thank you so much. I asked Donna to give me a reminder for someone who is here, I think. Hi, Marnie. She's a client of mine, but she can't actually comment. So I'm going to just put your name down on the list. Perfect. That worked. Yay. And isn't that great? So we are in retrograde. So let's realize that communication, even right here today, you might hear something when I say do your soul reading, and then you come back and listen to it, which I highly recommend. In fact, it's required. If you agree to receive a reading from me, I would like you to agree in good faith to come back and re-listen to at least that one little section, okay? So just write down what time it is and you'll be able to figure out from the start time. And what you want to do is realize that communication is in retrograde. That's Mercury. That means you could hear something strange. Mars is in retrograde. That's masculine energy. That can be conflict. It can be war energy. And Uranus is in retrograde. That's change energy, awakening energy, disruption energy, gotta move, gotta go, gotta make it happen, all this kind of energy. So they're the ones that are still sort of holding us back. So that's what I said earlier. If you feel like you can't move forward yet, if you feel like you know, these, I was finished with this. I'm having some physical challenges come up that came up after the eclipse for quite a while, and I cycled through it all because I know any form of illness is energy. And so it's speaking to me and it's telling me, okay, this is here, this is coming up, or this needs to be addressed, or this needs to be seen, so we can clear it, because my intention is to be the clearest channel for my highest good that is optimal in each moment, living the life my soul intended. Okay? So if you're feeling that, there's nothing wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. Don't get frustrated. Don't go down to the low states. Get the scale in the shop, and don't let yourself get stuck in feeling frustrated. This is a silly state. It's like trying. You just never go anywhere. So that's going to be until about the 3rd week, and then we're going to go, so now's the time to go back through stuff, to clear stuff out, maybe physically clutter, maybe finish certain projects, maybe finalize relationships, maybe go in and look at, you know, is something coming back up, like some of my health issues, or is something coming back up that's, you suddenly feel like, why are these people being drawn to me? You know, why are these annoying people there? So it's a great time to clear it up and complete it, and that's how I want you to think about this. Always look for the positive, not to ignore what's happening, because you have to look at the pain and fear that comes up, because it holds the doorway and it holds the healing. And that's what's great about soul readings, is we see what's blocking you, we see, and I see energy. I start by watching your energy field, and I'm a seer, so I can see energy and feel it, and then it starts communicating to me, and we set it up in a sacred space so that I'm aligned to your highest good at this time. So that's the only thing I'm going to bring through. And you're going to be receiving, and you're going to have your own experience. And so with retrograde, it's fascinating to get a session and then go back after retrograde's over and listen to it, because you've changed and you've used it. But think of this as a gift, right? That, like a very loving full moon. Ishel, our beautiful, my painting behind me, you probably can't see right now, is Ishel, the Mayan moon goddess. And she's shining a beautiful illuminated light in Cancer. It's very watery, it's very dreamy, it's very homey, it's very loving, positive, full, good moon energy. And you're in that energy, but you're also in this retrograde energy. So this isn't a time to get up and go, go, go. You can make plans in Mercury retrograde, but you want to then go back over them. And you never want to do anything in Mercury retrograde that you don't want to repeat again. So don't get brain surgery, don't go through a divorce, don't go through some of these things that you really don't want. Really pay attention to that. Now, the full moon is in a very intuitive sign, which I love, 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 because we have to awaken to our intuitive bodies. We have to become a whole being listening. We cannot continue to be this separate being. So it's bringing deep spiritual energy, okay? So I want you to understand that you have that right now too. So if you're having, maybe you're having old spiritual issues come up, or doubts about your connection or your worthiness, then this is going to deepen your spiritual connection. It's going to open you to more of your spiritual gifts, and it's going to help you understanding of your pride. That's not correct. What is that supposed to say? I speak a lot of this stuff into my phone. Understanding of your, I would just say your purpose. It's not pride. It's also an excellent time to develop your intuition. My favorite thing to do. So like I said, do the future you, or the intuition awakening. Now, for those of you who are my students and clients, if this is a time of going back and repeating things, going back and finishing things, going back and making sure, then you've got a few weeks to complete, oh, I didn't do that activation, or I wanted to finish my 33 days of doing self-scans, or oh, I have to take a sip from my catacorn. Excuse me. Go back and do a meditation. Notice if certain practices and meditations are complete for you. If they are, that's great. Then you know you've checked off one thing that you don't have to go back to anymore. You're going to be so ready when we're slung forward in a few weeks into very fast forward, powerful energy for a while. Okay? So if you take advantage of these energies and you do soft self-nurturing spiritual care with the full moon, you journal, you do comfy things, take chores off your list, take to-do lists off your list. I know it's the holidays ended and you feel like you're supposed to get back to work. Well, guess what? You're not. And you're just going to experience a lot of frustration if you try to push it. So allow yourself to connect to the higher parts of you. What needs to be completed, finished, released, and then slowly let it float away. All right, so that's what that whole thing I explained. Mercury retro means you left something undone, you missed a message, you want to go back and get it, you don't want to have the key message from your magical mentor. Maybe I'm your fairy godmother, like a lot of people say, and you want to make sure that you got that message, because you're going to be at a key moment flying out of control through the next few months where you're like, where do I go now? Where's the message for that? And so this is that key message awareness. So you don't have to go back, oh God, I got to clean up all the crap. Don't do it that way. Go back and say, oh, cool. I'm going to go back. I'm super sharp. The illuminated, sacred, feminine moon is here, and she's going to be highlighting for me. She's going to be opening that magical silver path, and I'm going to see immediately, it's going to just shine in the moon, the key messages that I need to get, to complete, to respond to, whatever it is in my life. Now I'm talking energetically. So this might be a thought, of a relationship, a pain or a fear, an anger you still find yourself carrying in your belly. Why do I have that feeling in my belly? What is it? And you go a little deeper and you give it permission to talk to you, because you've hidden it and stuffed it down because you didn't want to. If you're finding your frustration because you binged or you had some other things happen over the holidays that you're now frustrated about, oh, I spent too much money and now you're going to feel bad about it. Why? How does that help you? Feeling guilt doesn't help you at all. So let the full moon love you and highlight the guilt. Guilt is very low, and that's where blame is. So if you're blaming yourself or others, you're stuck way down there low. You're like anchored at the bottom of the ocean, so your boat cannot go forward. What's going to happen when the energies go kaboom and you start going forward, right? And then you didn't leave enough time to handle these things right now. I know that's what's happening. Like, but I wanted to be going forward. I need to be taking action. I've got to go back to work. And, things are not letting me. Oh, well, maybe now you can leave yourself a little more time. I never do or have in the past. And I do now, actually, much, much more. And it's going in the same direction. A little bit more, please. So you want to focus on asking your higher self and the divine, sacred, feminine, intuitive part of you, the moon, and all these beautiful energies right now to show you. Ask Mercury, he's the messenger. Say, okay, show me. What are the key messages I need to respond to, remember, highlight that maybe I missed? And you go back with that focus of, okay, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for this trip. I'm getting ready for 2023. I'm getting ready to move forward. I'm getting ready to be flung forward. And I want to have all this, okay? It's also Mercury retrograde can make you feel emergencies. Like, oh, I know I should have taken care of this problem, but I didn't, and I ignored it. This happened to me recently. It's worked out really well, but what it did was forced a big emergency, and within a 1 week time, having to manifest a bunch of money and do a bunch of legal work and a bunch of things for my beach. We're having terrible beach erosion, and I've only lived in my house for 1.5 years. I've lived on the coast for 3.5 years, and I've never seen it this bad. And so I've shored up my own beach. However, I've finally connected with some neighbors and we're going in together, getting environmental studies, and it's a very involved thing. It's absolutely fantastic that this is happening, and I almost missed it. So Mercury retrograde is really giving me a good example of slapping me and saying, you ignored this. So what happened was a lady came to the house, but I was working. I was doing sessions, and Chris wasn't feeling well. So she left her number, and it was the holidays, so I didn't get back to her right away. And got back to her and the new year, and she was like, oh my gosh, well, we've already started the process, and we've all already made our first payment, and I don't know if we can even fit you in, and I'm on vacation, and it was all of this stuff. So it's very interesting because the energy of Mercury retrograde or Mars being a little bit angry, right? Well, you didn't respond to me right, quicker, and so we've moved forward. However, the end result is we did get added, and I was able to contact 2 more of my neighbors, because the more of us who do this, it saves the coastline, but it has to be federally sanctioned and so on. And I live in Mexico. So what that is an example of right now, right in my face, is Mercury saying, and so I had to run to town yesterday, and I had to take out a lot of money and move money here and do this and do that and so on. And it's all fine. And it's all great, and I'm ready and I'm prepared. And Saturday I'll get to meet my neighbors that I don't know yet, and we'll all sign this thing. And I'm part of a community, and I'm part of a group of people who are proud of the nature here. And most of these people do not live here full time. They live in Canada or Holland or somewhere, and they come here for a few months of the year. And sometimes they rent their house, and sometimes they don't. A lot of people don't. So this has brought the end result of this urgency meant I had to go, oh my gosh, and I had to kind of go through a little bit of overwhelm and stress. However, if you don't see that as a bad thing, instead you see it as, oh, okay, I ignored that. This is something I've got to go back to. This is important. I'll just take care of it instead of wasting time feeling guilty that I didn't take care of it sooner. Okay? So a little chaos never hurt you. The infinite field is chaos. Let things break down. Now, the other energy right now is a trippy energy, and I've really never understood the meaning behind it, although I felt it. So it's called combust. in astrology. And the sun is combust Mercury. So the reason we're talking about this is Mercury is our travel, our communication, our connection. We had a lot of conversations this morning. I did a lot of incense and other work to clear the communication for us today, asking for this. Because what happens with sun, it means that they're very close. Right now, they're 1 degree apart. And what would happen if the sun was so close to Mercury and you looked up in the sky? You wouldn't see Mercury. It would disappear. So what that means is if a sun is so close to a particular planet, and these are energies, these are conscious beings, okay? The sun is your light, it's your life force. It's like boom, okay? And it's combust Mercury, and energetically it's burning Mercury up because it's so close and it disappears. That means things will blink in and out. That's like, I got the communication from the lady on the beach, then I just let it go. It kind of disappeared off of my radar because I was busy with holidays and all that kind of stuff. And then it came back on the radar. and so now it's in my face, right? And then the end result was I had another thing. I have a hot tub, and I bought it a year ago, and it stopped working, and it's been months of trying to get them to fix it or whatever, warranty and all of that. It finally arrived, and it didn't work. And so we're standing there, and then we found a different problem. And so the company wouldn't talk to you. You had to go online, but going online didn't work. So eventually they gave us a WhatsApp number. This is what happened over several months, trying to get this solved. And then I had to have someone who helps me do a lot of texting in Spanish and communicating about it. Then we got it, didn't work. Then my electrician came out and he kept saying, can't we talk to him? No, they keep telling us, we can't talk to you. We can't talk to you. Months of this. No, there's no way to talk to us. By the end of the day, this was just this week, my electrician was talking to them. And then the other problem we had, they said, no, we don't take care of it. You just got to go buy a new one. That by the end of that conversation, they're sending me that part, which they don't normally do. So this choppy in and out communication and all this different steps, the past few months was different energy, right? But right now it arrived. That's communication, right? Okay, I connected the sun, then blink in and out, right? Yes, you can. No, you can't. Yes, you can. No, you can't. All in one day. But the end result was really spectacular. So I felt very good about that. People who are born during a combust, I don't know how common it is, to be honest, can actually just disappear. A friend of mine said that she has a friend who just disappears every so often and doesn't even realize she has disappeared. She thinks it's like 2 days and it's been weeks. All right. So the other energies is that Sun, Mercury are trine Uranus. Trine is just the most fabulous thing ever. It's you won the lottery. Everybody loves you. You're paid everything. Everything's wonderful. So the Sun, and Mercury are doing this combust thing. All right. And Mercury is in retrograde, which means it's saying, come back and look at something. However, we have the full moon and the sun shining a light for you to find what you left behind. And it's doing this beautiful, 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 wonderful connection or communication with Uranus, which can be difficult because it could be disruption, change, awakening, sudden change, and stuff like that. However, because it's this positive connection, it's going to give you imagination. It's going to spark ideas, change from that are going to help you facilitate change. And this is good because you're preparing for that thing in a few weeks. It's also sextile the moon, which is also a very positive thing. It just means you got to do like I just did. You do a lot of work, but the end result worked out perfect. Okay. Yep, we looked at that, and that's it. So let's go ahead and start our readings. So I like to share that energy because that's what we're in and what we're moving towards. And the more that I started years ago looking at small aspects, or decades ago tracking the moon energies and seasonal energies and other things, equinoxes been a big thing for me. But then slowly accessing more and more of these energies, and then further and further ahead, gives you a sense of more understanding. And it's not like going into the dark cave every day, like, where is this day taking me? All right. So I want to share my Ishel. I brought her down from upstairs. Isn't she gorgeous? So this is Ishel. She's the Mayan goddess of the rainbow, of the moon. The rabbit in the moon, they call it here, not the man in the moon. Looks like a rabbit to me too. The rabbit in the moon. She's the goddess of abundance. She pours usually a pitcher of moonlight. She's the goddess of women, fertility. She has the snake on her head to represent that she is spiritually aware, that she is awakened, that she is able to see through the veil. That's what this means. The snake and the serpent is not bad. You got to let go of that programming because it is recognized as the most powerful transformational symbol of us shed the skin, rise back up to your, to your vision. And this is the tree of life here. Next to her, and this is her as a maiden. So she's represented as the maiden or the mother or the sage, and more often as the sage. So I have a maiden outside. I have a sage, older woman over here, one, and upstairs. So, but I want to share that because it is the full moon, and she is our moon goddess. She is the patron goddess of my home here. All right. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we're getting messages already, and they're for all of us. And like I said, I've connected to, I've created the space, and we're in an infinity healing chamber. And there's a lot going on in an infinity healing chamber. It's created from sacred geometry, different energies, different rays. These are all conscious beings. So if you feel when you come with me that you're relaxing, you're between the worlds, you're letting go, you're enlightening, or that maybe something's being lifted from you or whatever, this is what's happening. So I have already aligned with the highest good of this moment, and we're going to take a moment now to close your eyes, and they're asking me to have you actually open your eyes, put your hands together, but focus on your palms here, like the full moon, like a circle. I have to drink. That was interesting. Do you want to come over here, sweetie? I think so. See my catacorn, this is new. I got it yesterday, and it just expanded my happiness. I have my cacao in here. All right. ¿Qué pasó aquí? Ah. Okay, communication. All right, let's dive in and see what we have here. So this is Ishel as the older woman. This is fun. We'll put this here. You see, she also has the snake on the head. It's wrapped like this always with the tail and the face. You can see here she's pouring from her pitcher. This is by a native Maya man. Medicine and fertility goddess, Jesus Marcos Delgado Cu. Ku is the Mayan name. So thank you for joining us, my dear. Okay, good. So put your palms together like this. And focus on the center of your palm like the moon. Draw in the moon with a breath to be between your hands. Feel and see the full moon, the sacred, silver, feminine, divine ray. Intuitive, loving, and creative. And just blow it out through your hands and open your hands. Expand the moon. Hold it and expand it out all around you. Let it encompass and drop your arms into your lap. Welcome into this full moon. Beautiful space. Just feel yourself here. I'm ready and willing and open and receptive to be a clear and open channel to my highest good. Feel that, agree to that, relax, be receptive, be here now, be here now. Thank you, Ishel. Ishel is here, and there's actually 3 of her. We are sitting in a circle and she's walking around. The maiden is tapping your forehead, your third eye. She's putting a little blue paint right here and tapping your third eye, kneeling in front of you. The sage is pouring moonlight down over your head, standing behind you, and holding you from beneath is the mother aspect, the creator aspect of the divine sacred feminine. All of this inside of this beautiful moon. We call on this moon and with great thanks open our hearts and minds within alignment to our highest good. Give thanks to this sacred space and to all the divine energies here. We ask for clear communication within this Mars-Mercury-Uranus retrograde. We call on this trine to spark our imagination and our ideas, and we call on the moon and the sun, combust Mercury, to bring light as we review, as we go back and find the key pieces that are left. I'm ready and willing to receive this ease and guidance, to relax into preparing for what's next, and to trust that when things move forward, I will be ready, I will be aligned, I will be nurtured. Now allow this nurturing love from this beautiful Cancer moon to pour into you. All right, so just stay in a relaxed state. You don't even need to open your eyes because you're going to be receiving, all of you are going to be receiving guidance now. This 3 triple goddess aspect of our beautiful Ishel is very powerful. So receive the rainbow energy, receive the moonlight, receive the opening of your third eye, receive the nurturing. So I am going to start with Marnie. Marnie, if you want to relax. First, these cards are calling to give us a message. This seems to be a message from Uranus. Uranus is a powerful friend and ally, often challenging, wanting change, now. And Uranus is creating disruption in the earth, the foundation under which you feel you know yourself. So we ask now that this beautiful Uranus energy come in. Give us a message. Here we go. Joy. Wow, how fantastic. Look at the third eye. It looks like a heart, but also a heart. Looks like growing roots or hands growing up. Looks like a star seed self connecting. Looks like there's flow and spirals and opening in the joy. And this butterfly mask across the eyes is showing a metamorphosis, an awakening through the third eye in joy. Joy is a very powerful state. Kuan Yin, love and compassion, a time of healing. You are being showered with love and light. Accept this gift. A newfound joy for your life will replace your sadness. A newfound joy for life will replace your sadness. So Kuan Yin is the holder of compassion. She will hold all of your pain. She holds it for the world. She holds the feminine Buddha energy of pure compassion and love. You're being showered with love and light. So Uranus is telling us this, and this is about the change that we're experiencing. There's love and compassion and support. It is a time of healing. You're being showered with love and light no matter what's happening. Accept this gift. This is a key. I didn't even see that. A newfound joy for life will replace your sadness. A newfound joy for life will replace your sadness. Thank you so much. What an exquisite gathering. Ooh, I see some of you are connected. All right. Marnie's, there's so much heaviness in the heart, honey. It's like a heaviness is sunken to the bottom of your heart center, but it looks like a bowl, like a bird bath, like a shallow, wide bowl. Quite heavy, almost like a concrete bird bath, though. This is a change for you. And change in the energy is always good. However, it doesn't have a drain. It's like the sediment. It's like you've cleared a lot of the heart energy. Good job, sweetie. But a lot of it is sort of settled. So this upper part is more open, it's more clear, but this part is settled, and it's settled to the bottom, and it is like a heavy concrete bird bath type bowl. That's a very wide, shallow bowl. And there's no opening for it to connect down into the solar plexus, into your light, your sun, your power. And that's kind of important right now with the sun combust. It's right. So you're disappearing, but you're not because the sun can't come up into the heart. But this is the exact message. Wow. There's an hourglass right here over me, over you. So the center of the hourglass, it's then right at the bridge of the nose, and then out, down, out, up, across the third eye. Basically, this is where you really feel that action. And they're saying that it is a time is running out. And that's not to be scary, but the next few weeks for all of us, time is running out to complete a lot of this stuff. Take advantage of the moment and be prepared for the fling shot. However, this heaviness here, this is the perfect thing to go back to right now. To go back to that deeper, lower part of the heart, to the stuff that's sunk. You know, when your heart sinks, when your belly sinks, when that disappointment happens, it holds a lot of that energy. You know, like from your work with me, that it holds a lot of information. And so it's a bit like sand, if you've ever been where sand is kind of hardened and it appears solid, but if you work on it a little bit, maybe a little water, but maybe with just poking it, pushing it, massaging it, it starts to break apart again. That's what this is like. So it is not as hard as you think, but it's very heavy. And it's there. It kind of has a little flower edge to it. So it's sort of pretty. It's interesting that they keep showing me that. I keep thinking, well, is that relevant? Of course it's relevant. If you do come do Intuition Awakening this year with me, we're going to do money intuition, we're going to do karma intuition, we're going to do third eye, and we're just, oh my God. So this is important. This is vital. That's all I want to say right now. Go in, do your work with the lower heart. Realize, recognize, acknowledge the upper heart is lighter, it's clearer, and it's almost like letting something settle. Something has settled to the bottom. Now you have it in one spot. What you want to do is go into the solar plexus, bring that in and say, okay, the communication is in there, even though the sun's so bright, but wouldn't that be great if your sun, your personal inner sun, your willpower, ooh, your positive ego was just, right? However, realize that there's messages here in your solar plexus that you're blinded to at the moment. The moon, Ishel, is telling me that she can help you with that the balance of the sun and the moon, she's showing me they play off each other. Of course, she's shining because of the sun. So when you see her in full shining like now, because of the sun, then you are seeing her fully. When you only see a tiny crescent or a smaller part of her, because her relationship to the light, to the sun, is different, it doesn't mean she's not there or she's disappeared, but you're only perceiving or feeling that smaller part of her. She said, so she can absorb the sun. She can move you through phases till you see the messages. This is interesting. I've never seen this before. So play with that. That's quite powerful. I'm going to have to re-listen to that. Thank you. Very powerful, Marnie, and good job. Good job. Don't get down. Don't get down. Here, time. And it's interesting, they put this hourglass over your third eye. Because this has something to do with this opening. There's an awakening that's going to happen for you. I'm hearing for a lot of people. As February opens, end of the month, as we're going to be moving very, very fast, especially compared to how we feel now. And this is vital for you to do because you need these you need the heart and the solar plexus energy in order for this to be, they're saying fortified, to be stronger. I would call it like updated or upgrading your computer or your wiring so that it's moving at the faster speed and it can handle that. It can handle high-speed internet versus dial-up. Wow. Thank you, sweetie. Monica, just going to check on you guys. Everybody's good. You can see me and hear me, I hope. All right. Hi, all of you lovely. Let me look here. And Bonnie. Just adding some names here. And, so I feel like we're going to do another one of these readings sessions next week for the spiritual weather report, maybe a similar format where we do a little bit of the spiritual weather report and then we do some soul readings so we can get more in. Luna Song. Hi, sunny Florida. All right. Excellent. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoy my channel. Thank you so much. Luna Song. I got a lot of Lunas. I love it. Hi, Josie. Hi, Olga from the UK. Woo. Okay. I know I used to live in the UK and we were playing on New Year's Eve about, well, it's already New Year's here. It's already New Year's there. It's already, who is going ahead of you in the time. Igualmente. I think that's how you say that. Olga. You are so welcome for the event. Happy New Year, everyone. Sandra from the Netherlands. I love it. Everyone all over. Mexico, Canada, US, England. Hi, Brit. Sherry Street. I know I saw you earlier. I think you have the most amazing name. Be some kind of amazing star. Dawn, did I put you? I already got you, Dawn. Autumn. Hi, Autumn. Hi, sweetie. Happy New Year. Samantha. Hi, Pumpkin. Okay. Hi, Anne. Hi, Rita. Fantastic. You're all just fantastic. Layla. Hey, Layla. Layla girl. Layla, what an adventurous you are. Hi, Enza, sweetie. Maralina. Hola, Maralina. And Genevieve. Hello, my beautiful Genevieve. Genevieve is one of my Intuition Awakening students, and she's becoming a certified Akashic light reader. And I'm going to say Jaime, might be Jamie. I think it's Jamie, maybe. Rigby, Idaho, woo! I love how you always say, I'm in Idaho. I'm a Midwestern girl, too. Okay, Monica. Oh, I'm glad you like the painting, Olga. This wonderful woman has done all these paintings. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to show it to you. Maybe I can. Turn it around. I have to change this here. Okay. So she did those paintings. Flamingo turtle and seahorse fishes and stuff. And then we have tables, like this table right there that has a turtle on it. Turtles. And I have a flamingo table. And then we have the painting that's normally behind me is this wonderful turtle. And I'm going to have her do a mural one day. I think she's spectacular. She's a beautiful Mayan lady. So we have her energy too, you know? Okay. Monica. So Monica, it's kind of important for you to not lose sight of your original intention. What does that mean? So they're showing me some movement here in the forehead. This is what I call the command center, 6th, 7th chakra, crown, third eye, pineal, pituitary. Then they connect all the other parts of that inner eye. And again, but yours is more like a serpent with the eye here, like the Egyptians and the many cultures, with the head, here. And then winding this way, though, I hope you can see me, back and forth up to here. And then there's a star. And it's like descending energy from a star. So they're showing that you came from a star. It is a serpent star. It is from the Draco constellation. And that serpent energy is very important for you, and you need to channel that into your brow here, right here, where Ishel, the maiden, put a blue dot. She was tapping us right here. This is the head of the serpent pointing down, and it's pointing. It's an arrow. I know they normally come out for Egypt, but this is really being shown more on you this way, which is other cultures had this. And this is vital life force energy of reconnecting to a star that you are from. Well, they're showing me there's many different ways. It's not like you're from one star or the other. You have an origin star. Maybe that's where you manifested in your body first. We do this in the starseed sessions. So you might want to get a starseed session or a soul reading because we could go a lot deeper into this. But think about this, Monica. Reconnect to this. See it and feel it here. It's very beautiful. It's like one of those beautiful jewelry, where the snake is very feminine and it's winding and creating this beautiful pattern down across this whole area. Work with your third eye and especially focus right here. You might even tap yourself by tapping here, by touching here, moving the energy here. If you do some of the intuition awakening, cleanses class and stuff, I teach you a lot of energy work to do in this area to connect and clear. But this is all the levels of this. This is transformation. This is receiving, though. This is right now. The message is there's energy coming to you. It's time to receive. It's a rejuvenating energy that's going to do a lot of work in these higher chakras for you. This year is going to be a transformative year, but it's going to be transforming to you connecting. Interestingly, I would say your higher self and all of the things that are at a higher vibration or state or rate parts of us are higher, quote unquote, than us, faster, maybe, speed, energy. However, this is to that expanded you. And there's something about bringing energy down from that star. So what they said is that you you've lost sight of your original intention, whatever that was from this planet, from this starseed. Starseeds could be where you lived, where you went to school, where you mentored, where you taught, where you traveled through, where you went in and out a lot, because some of the portals and stuff, you go in and out quite a bit. They're saying that you want to really be in the heart. See what fears you have around this. Am I worthy? Does this mean a good thing? Does it mean a bad thing? Is this triggering old fears? This is a perfect time to unpack them, because what I just talked about, unpacking those energies or going back to see what's there so that this can flow clearly to you. There's something about coming from this particular star that feels like, let's see this star here, that it looks like this too, right here at the top. That it looks exactly like that star here, and then the snake coming down. That your original goal, your mission, your inspirations. All right. So this is a call to reconnect to that. It is going to, I wouldn't say it's going to put you back on track. It's going to connect you to the next or new track. And the feeling is to use your intention very powerfully so that you are continuously interrupting whatever is getting in the way of that original mission. Beautiful, Monica. I hope that helps you. I highly recommend you get a session with me because there's a lot there and it's very important. So this is mini soul readings, so I can do them for a lot of you, but give you the best guidance that's optimal. You know, it's what I'm asking to be a channel for. So you can take this, you can run from it, and yet if you want to go deeper with me, I highly recommend it, because not only for the start of the year or for right now, oh my gosh, what do I need to go back and finish before we move forward? But this is really, there's a lot going on here for you. And for a lot of people, there's things that have held us back, that we've lost track of our perfect mission, really. That is the essence of who we are. Thank you, Monica. Beautiful. Wow, beautiful. I don't know if you can hear these because Zoom cuts it out, but I just do this to clear my field. All right, Dawn. Dawn. Hello, my love. So if I do a reading for you and you're able to send me the response, I would really oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for enjoying the artwork. I love support. I am an artist and I love supporting artists, and she syncs with me like crazy. So I feel incredibly blessed. Her name is Marisol, like the sun. Marisol. Dawn. Oh, I was saying, if I do a reading for you, please share if anything you thought, felt, saw, questions or clarifications. You're hiding. You keep slipping away. It's like we tune in and then you flatten yourself and you slip out to the right. Sort of like if you were somewhere and you're talking and then somebody comes in the room that you don't want to see you, or you don't want to see, or you're afraid of having conflict with or something, and you just sort of disappear, become invisible and slip out the door, and whoever you were talking to doesn't even like, what happened? Let's look at that. So one thing I teach you in Intuition Awakening is to receive whatever's coming, to become a clear witness, and to do a lot of different attunements and personal growth so that you keep clarifying your connection. And this is what's fun, is the clearer you get. And you can ask my students, the more amazing it is, because you're not like worried, am I going to see something? What does this mean? I don't know what this means. I'm looking at Dawn's energy. And as soon as I start seeing a little bit of turquoise light opening, so I can start to, scan, I am connected to her, but this means that in her field, this is what she's doing. So instead of me going, I'm not seeing anything, which is the common thing, right? So come and join us. I think we're going to start Money Intuition in February, but we are checking the dates. This is really interesting. So I'm just going to sit with Dawn. I'm going to witness and watch. I'm getting energies of books, like a book that starts to crack open and then shuts, and then starts to crack open and then it shuts. And it's not in the middle of the book. It's a little ways into the book, maybe an eighth of this book, whatever this energy is. There's something, this is very profound with the energies we've just talked about, right? Is Dawn, there's something that you have to look at, you have to read, you have to review, you have to something. And you keep like cracking it open and then shutting it, or then getting distracted or letting things distract you. And that's all they're showing. They're just saying that this is what's happening, so take a look at it. All right, it's not good or bad. However, it's good for you to know that this is happening in your field so that you can be aware and find a moment when you can gather the courage or the clarity or the quiet around you, whatever is in the way, to give yourself a moment to say, to look at it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, sit with yourself in meditation, ask for clear connection for your highest good at this time, and then see what opens. Again, just like we said in the beginning, what is it that's optimal for me to see, to review, to remember, to find? Maybe you missed a message. It doesn't feel urgent. I'm trying to just feel in to see if there's any other energies for you, Dawn. However, because of the time that we're in, my guess is that I would move on this in the next several weeks. Okay. Thank you. Very interesting. Hi, my Jamaican friend. Okay, beautiful. Cody. Hola, Cody. How are you, sweetie? Ooh, I hope I'm going to get to do a soul reading with you. So I see a lot of my clients, I see them in the beginning of the year for the first month or two, and then some people do something, in a burst, and then maybe take time, or every couple months, or, just like this intermittent throughout the year, so that, and it's fun to see how things change. So okay. Ooh, what does this mean? So you're flying, you're getting ready to fly. What you look like energetically is my arms are straight, locked, and palms out, down by my sides. And it feels like, what are they called? When you fly and you have this little kite over you and you're holding a bar, and you're just sort of in a harness hanging under this big kite and you jump off a cliff. And it's like that kind of a thing, but you're very high up and you're doing this with your energy field. You're stiff, your arms, and you're like, and you're very focused and you're going, pointing up. You're almost like that pointed shape of the end of a point, like one of these. You've got your head up in this, and it's like if the material of your kite, I can't believe I can't think of the name of these, it would be white, and you've got your head like way up in it. And so the light is coming through that white fabric, okay? And it's diffused, and you can't see anything. So you're moving up, you're moving very fast, you're trying to go really fast forward and up, and you're really like this. I can't, it's not like it's a bad thing to be this kind of upwardly focused. However, it seems like you're not connected, you're not open, you're not clear, you haven't positioned yourself to see where you're going. It's okay to not know where you're going, but you want to be clear. So this is a little bit like you're in a hurry, you're in a rush, you're moving, you're going fast, you're going to be going fast, don't worry about it. And they're also saying this is a glimpse of February burst or something, like right around the time things start really going fast, this could be you. You could be just, and you may feel like you want to do that now, but this is like a warning from your future self, right? This is like a warning is a little strong, but this is like guidance, right? Like, hey, be aware. Don't come in and start doing this, because you have this potential to soar, to fly, to go fast, to go somewhere focused. But you don't want your head inside of this where you can't see anything. You don't want this, okay? And it's very, very focused on the head. So again, this is the upper chakras and the inner eye and a lot of the perceptions, even the throat. The throat is a communication center both ways. Very important center. Namaste. All right. Wow. Cody, good one. That's very interesting, Cody. And like I said, everybody's going to have something moving very fast. You may not feel ready for it, so this is the time to get ready for it, right? All right, Sherry Street. I love having this beautiful Kuan Yin here, seeing this butterfly over her eyes. Wow. All right, Sherry. Your star child, your star seed energy is coming very strong. You're crossing a nebula. You're in vast space right now. You may feel like you're in vast space, so you're disconnected, or you're seeking something new, or you're in a space that's just so huge you don't know what direction it is. But this is a soft floating energy, like you're floating gently towards something. You have you're just very small and you're floating, and this nebula is crossing you this way. It's like seeing it on the edge instead of flat, like seeing the spirals on the edge. And you're just crossing this. So you're crossing a world view. You're crossing it's so much bigger than a worldview on Earth or view of the galaxy. It's like you're crossing the Milky Way, but you're outside of it, and you have perspective from it, and you're vast, and you're able to just right now you're seeing the expansiveness, the potential. There's just a lot of space, and it may not feel like a good thing, yet this is where, like, relax into it, let go, let the flow carry you. Because crossing, like the way that it's showing, like gently crossing the edge of the Milky Way, is a massive change of perspective. You're going from below to above. So you're going to a higher perspective. You're going to a vaster, more expansive perspective. This is important because you are one with the infinite field like everyone, but you're clearly a very cosmic, expansive energy being. And it's vital for you to get that perspective back, that creator perspective, that longer term perspective, not just so short term or one life focused. Going into this other side is going to be like flipping, going from being oriented this way to be oriented this way, up or down, the opposite. But right now, what they're really emphasizing is they're showing you at the crossing point. So similar to a planet, like a sphere with an equator, you're right at that equator point. And the equator is balance. The more closer to the equator you're born, the more balanced you have. The closer to the equator you live, the more balance is in the energies where you are. So you're in a very peaceful, floating, balanced moment. There's a possibility for a lot of communication to come from this vast array of the Milky Way. So we're not showing, oh, you could connect to Venus or Jupiter or Andromeda or Regulus or some star or the Orion Stargate or something like that. We're literally seeing you on the outer edge with this creator perspective at the equator, floating gently. And this is where you can talk about a wonderful place to be to review what's left as I'm passing from viewing and experiencing life from this side of this perspective to the higher perspective of it, to the upper realms of it, and that vast perspective that you have. Bring those in now. Feel that balanced energy. Feel the floating energy. The cosmic energy is, if you're trying to force a lot of detail work or hard work or physical stuff or getting stuff done or coordinating things, it's going to be very difficult for you right now because you're too far in space. You're just out there alone, floating quietly, balanced, having this moment to review, regather, reclaim anything from this experience to this moment before you transition. And this is a very powerful transition for you. So try to let go of the agendas and a lot of the pushing. Put back some appointments if you can, and float, be in that cosmic connection. Thank you, thank you. Beautiful. It's interesting because we have agendas and we have life and we have appointments. And we've been taught that we have to keep these appointments to be responsible, to be in integrity and all this other stuff, and that we have to have a certain perspective and put everybody else first, and this has to stop. Okay, because if you don't have time to listen to the guidance, then you're going to constantly be in struggle. You're going to constantly be trying to figure out, why did that happen? Why didn't this happen? Worried it's not going to work out, wondering if it's going to work out, believing in yourself one day, not believing in yourself the next day. Okay. So, wow, these are extremely vivid, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Ishel. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kuan Yin. Brittany. Is that what that says? I keep looking at this name and it's her, but I like shortened your name. B-R-T-Y. Okay, Brittany. Hi, honey. Let me just check and see. Good. Monica said, thank you. Helping assistance very much resonates. I'm glad. Good. And Dawn said, thank you. I will sit with that. I have found my energy has been scattered lately. I regularly ask to be open and clear a channel for the divine. You see, and this is good because we have these practices, right? We've learned, be open to the divine, be ready for this. However, we're still thinking of it as the result in a three-dimensional mindset. And this is part of what we're moving into, is expanding out of that mindset of, okay, what does that mean? If I'm open to clear channel, then why isn't it clear? Oh, well, I have my part. Yes, good. Keep doing that work. Do the cleanses. Do the other things you do. And then there's also the energy right now, right? That's not really clear, or that's going in a direction. There's clear communication actually from Mercury, but it's going in a direction that you may not like, that you may think is not going in the direction you should, and then you judge it, right? Hi, Jazzy Fools. I think that this is a spammer, so we're going to just get rid of this if we can. Remove. Okay. And let me just remove this. There we go. Okay. All right. I always find this interesting that that people come on here and try to sell silly things. They clearly know nothing about energy because, wow, this is not the way to sell stuff. Okay. Brittany, my darling. Brittany is one of my Akashic Light readers. She's stunning. They're all stunning. You guys are all stunning. Oh, I hope that you come play with me this year, because watching everybody wake up and open, and I get to go through the journey with you and have my own too, but it's such a profound experience. And now watching the people have a more vital, rich life, being able to enjoy the moment and appreciate what you have, and not from like, oh, okay, I have this, but to actually say like, wow, look what I have, and it's awesome, and I got rid of all my thoughts that made me feel that it wasn't good enough, and it's really awesome. Woo, my fingertips are tingling. Brittany. Well, you're shape-shifting like crazy. You're just shape-shifting like crazy. I'm just watching because it's like watching an image change or slides change constantly, but it's almost like a Picasso painting, which looks kind of deformed, right? Like, it's a woman, but the eye's over here and this is elongated and that. And it's just, there's a lot of shape-shifting happening for you right now, honey. Wow. And it is shape-shifting, like, this part stretching and this part expanding and this part shrinking and this part feeling like it's been squished and this part moving up. And it's this nothing bad, but this is like pretty, it's on autopilot and it's moving very, very quickly. It's just like, like this. So there's this beautiful flowing goddess feminine energy behind this. So it's very, I want to say incongruent, but I don't think that's true. It's like, why are these two things together? If you were looking at decor as a designer, I have a degree in design. If you're looking at decor, you would be like, why did you put that and that together? However, in energy, the energy behind you and around you is all this flowing goddessy energy and long hair, white blonde hair flowing, and just like etheric energies and light violet, white, and just everything's just like, it's very muted. It's very muted is the word, like watercolory. And then right in the center where you would be is this changing like Picasso painting. There's a lot of turquoise, there's a lot of blue, there's yellow. So there's a lot of communication, throat and solar plexus energies that are involved in this. They go, and the eye. But we're just seeing the one eye, like that flat figure that the artists make from the side, and you just see the eye on the side of the right. It's just the one eye gets a little bit of yellow, and then all around it this turquoise, and then then it changes, then it comes back and does the same thing, turquoise around it, a yellow dot in the eye. All right, now they're slowing down and focusing on the eye. We're seeing as if we're looking at the side of the face, the eye, just from above the eye and below the eye, around the cheekbone, looking at the eye, open, looking forward. It looks like an Egyptian statue to me, the way they would have the eye very smooth, open. And it's the right eye that we're seeing. So for you, this is a time of allowing some strange. I'm not going to say uncomfortable. Guess it could be shape-shifting. Almost like things, becoming like really. It's holding some energy, Britt, of having to contort yourself to fit certain things, and you don't need to do that. This flowing, intuitive part of you has been growing. But the inner here, the 3D world and the inner part and this stuff is just trying to be you, trying to be something else, trying to fit into this, trying to do that. And then they just go, I. So communicate in that sense. And this is moving, but this Egyptian eye they're showing us is calm. I mean, it's more like a statue. It's not even moving. It's just looking. It's an eternal vision forward. So allow the shape-shifting, fall back into this vast, feminine, beautiful, flowing, just misty energy, and watercolor energy, really more, not misty. And wow, that's so moon, isn't it? That's just so moon. She's just moon, moon, moon. It's not mist, it's not water, it's just watery energies that flow and shift, and it's just a beautiful. Fall into that while this is shape-shifting, and then tap into this ancient vision that you have of the right eye specifically. So what that means, look at what's happening. This is going to give you a clue. And again, they're saying there's footprints moving to a certain point, and then you fall out a door. It's fall out. It looks like the statue moved to the door of the ancient temple and then just fell out. There's just woo. So, and that is what it's going to be like, you guys. We're going to be like, we just jumped out of a plane. Wah! We're just going. Fantastic. Thank you. I want to go so much deeper with all of you. So that's why, having a soul reading can take us, because this is just the beginning, right? Thank you. This is just the as we start to be communicated, as we start to get the messages, as we start to see what it means, it starts to unfold and we witness it. It's like a journey. These are journeys. Soul readings are journeys. They're healings, profound healings. They're deep, deep healings. They're past life healings. They're multidimensional journeys. They're shamanic journeys. They're time travel. They're just everything. Like I said, you've seen already several people had, was it Sherry and Monica, I think, already had starseed stuff. So that comes up. If that's relevant, it comes up. I don't say, oh no, we don't do that. We just do it all. Wow. Oh, Sherry said, wow, so grateful for the insightful reading. Resonates, often feels like wading in mud. The expansiveness you described might be more apt explanation for that feeling. Thank you. You're so welcome. Hey, Britt, thank you. I have a reading with you next Wednesday. Whoop. Shape-shifting lands with me. Perfect. Excellent. And make sure you get into the future, Design the Future You class, because what just came through today, the simplicity of it, the tools that you're going to have, you go back to connect to the future you for manifesting anything, right? Like, okay, for me, I'm connecting to the dolphin retreat. We're going to do a dolphin retreat. It might be in February. It might be in March. We were true to Mercury retrograde. I spent a lot of time going into the energies to the perfect moment. Neptune, Pisces, healing, all this groovy stuff. Oh, this date. And then sure enough, Mercury retrograde, I don't know, kind of disappears, come back. No, let's go back and look again. So the intuitive healing, the healing opportunity in these kinds of things. But I am unwilling to plan a class or a retreat or anything without looking at the energies to make sure I understand the energies we're going to be in and that they're supporting all of us in it, right? So, okay. Wow. Fantastic. La, 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 la. Bonnie. Hello, Bonnie. You're in Mexico too? Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, so I can't seem to get any message from my higher self or guides. Even muscle testing doesn't work. Okay, I love this. I don't love this, but I love that you're saying that because I don't know how long it's been going on, and there's a lot of different levels to this. So this is something I work with you in private sessions or in the classes, is most people feel that. Most people either go through phases like this or have felt like that, and there's a lot of different reasons, right? There's different mindsets, there's different beliefs, there's different fears that are acting as blocks to keep you from your power and all of that stuff. So we're working with all of those. However, we're also right now working with this energy of saying, I can't get a message from my higher self. The sun has combust Mercury. It's disappeared. I can't even get them anymore. So this is a perfect example, again, of this energy that we're in. So even muscle testing, why doesn't this work? Okay, so here's a great opportunity, Bonnie, is to say, why isn't this doesn't work? Okay, well, there's something going on. What is it saying to me? They're telling me, like, you've just received today some information from me, through me, about, oh, what's going on right now. However, if this has been a problem, because a lot of people come and say, I can't hear my higher self, or I used to hear it, but I don't trust it, or I do trust it, or whatever, something different. And so what's coming through right now is a new direction for you to go in your communication. It's important for your communication with your guides needs to go in a new direction. So muscle testing isn't working for you right now. This is very interesting. The way that I'm seeing this is they're showing there's like a river that comes down through your body, and it's all dried up. Okay, so it's like looking from above the earth at a dried up river, pretty good sized river. Makes me think of the Rio Grande personally, but I used to live on it, near it. Yes, you need to go in a new direction. You need to move into the heart more, for sure. You need to expand the heart. You need to work with like a 3 heart layer. Put the heart, ignite it, another heart around it, like another layer and another layer. And then allow it to encompass all of this part of you here. Allow it to just bring all your heart to encompass all of this, because this is where you're going to perceive your messages are coming in. You're thinking, you're listening, you're hearing, you're deciding what it is, right? You're really up in here. Maybe you're visioning. Then you're going to sense, feel. Maybe you're going to have a heart. You might sense other parts of your body, but this is a new direction. And that's really the main message is look in a new direction. Turn around. You're using old, I don't want to say technology, but that's what's coming through. Old technology. You have to cleanse and upgrade so that you can receive more. Also, remember right now that that's part of what's happening. But the message is also not just, oh, it's the fault of Mercury or something. It's, oh, okay, this is an opportunity to look for alternative ways of communication, to develop your intuition in other ways. All right, so new direction, heart. Focus on the heart. Breathe 3 times into the heart, expanding and expanding it, and then allow it to encompass all of your upper centers here, the chakra and the inner vision. Let's see. Yeah, so it feels like you can't connect. It feels like maybe disconnect or chaos. It may feel like you're trying to go in a direction. You're trying to get answers around something. So a lot of this is the energy right now, but there's also this other part that says this is the time where you go, okay, the old communications are down. What do we do? You MacGyver this, okay? Because it's going to lead you to something new. I live in Mexico. I don't drive. I don't own a car, so I have to hire drivers. It's very common here because of tourists and stuff. I have to hire people to drive me. And so sometimes my driver is not available or gets sick. And then I have usually several drivers, but I've had the times when I don't have one. And then instead of getting frustrated, like, oh my gosh, I immediately think, wow, it must be time for me to meet a new person. a new person that I can connect with, that I can, that can help me and I can help them. And so that's what you want to think about this. Oh, there's a new way. Back off a little bit. Okay. Nice. I love it. It's very interesting. You guys are coming through very clear. And I think because of the container that we're in, we have this few weeks here before things just and go forward, right? So it might be a good opportunity to, I'll look at the calendar to do more soul readings is right before, or maybe as the energies go direct, so that we can then do the readings in that container. So beautiful. Thank you, Bonnie. Olga. Namaste. Something very powerful with your name for you. So right now, you're in an egg, you're in a cocoon of light, and it's quite opaque, okay? It's not transparent, it's not showing as transparent. It feels, it's white, it's all around you. I don't see you, they're not showing me like more parts of your energy field. They're just showing this, it's almost more like a capsule, but it doesn't come to a round end. It comes kind of like a double terminated crystal, like this, and then like that. The sides are straight here. It's very, very white. The more that I tune in, it's white. It's white. Pill. Something is blocking your communication. Part of this is you are in a transformation. So we do go into cocoons. We do need to energetically, we'll often see parts of us or all of us or parts or our light body in the process of illumination or transformation or so on. However, I hear the word pill, like a pill, and it has that dense look to it, like a pill, like a very dense white pill, right? Not like a capsule, but like something that's solid. And it says there's something that you've taken, there's something you've believed, there's something that you've swallowed, and it's been revealed now. You really didn't know that you were operating from this space, and now you are. It's showing. It's like somebody taking off the blindfold or pulling the cloth over the statue. Ta-da! So I don't feel an urgency for you to fight your way out or anything, to worry about it, but they're saying that this is something that's what you want to review right now is something that you've swallowed, something you've taken, but it's like a very strong belief system. It seems anchored in many lives. It's very deep in the throat. So if you've ever swallowed a pill and then it gets stuck in your throat, it feels a little bit like that. So it's that thing that you haven't finished digesting, you haven't finished swallowing. And it felt like a pill, and I know, not bitter. It felt like something forced on you that you took. It's sort of like somebody in an institution that feels like they're being held against them, and they're like, take these drugs to stay out of it, and you pretend to swallow it, but it's stuck in your throat center, so your communication center. So your communications are stuck, and this pill is... I see nothing else right now because there's a lot of depth to this. There's a lot of density to it, other than acknowledging it, feeling it, seeing it here, seeing if it's already popping up to you what I'm talking about, but you will know, or that inner part of you knows. And now you're at a decision point. So there's a sense of urgency from Mercury retrograde. Do you swallow the pill? Do you finish that, or do you stay in a state of resistance where you're living in the pill, you're living in the mindset, you're living in this identity, this life, this idea of who you are, or this relationship, or whatever this is? It's very, like I said, it's very dense that I would need to go deeper. We could go deeper and unpack what's in here. However, for you today, just to make sure that you can work with this, the decision point is the key. Okay, we've all taken on conditioned mindsets. We've all taken on ideas about ourselves that aren't true, that aren't positive, that aren't uplifting. We've all been filled with programs to resist speaking up and everything else. So this is not, you're not doing anything weird or unusual. However, for you, this is a moment, because you can't stay here. It's too dense. And it's like you're going to fall off a cliff and then tumble around inside of this hard, dense cocoon if you don't swallow or spit or whatever. And these, I'm speaking energetically, spiritually, maybe mentally, emotionally, okay? In some way, what is it that you have swallowed, you have lived, but you didn't like? And what is it that you're ready to complete? Now, you want to swallow, okay? You want to digest. You want to do that, because what happens to energy when you swallow it? Well, yes, you do digest, you do pull some of that energy out. However, we can do things to diffuse it, to transmute it so that you don't absorb the negative energies, or to encapsulate it. I don't know, whatever way your higher good wants us to energetically do that, so that it moves through you and you only gain the minerals and the vitamins that are good for you, and you poop out the rest, right? But you can't poop out the rest. You can't free the poop and let it go, okay? You can't, release the toxins like you're peeing energetically, mentally, if you are stuck in a state of resistance that it happened, that you didn't want it to happen, that you're like in resistance or conflict because you don't know how to move forward with somebody. So like you can see how I'm talking, there's a lot of dense energy here, and I would love to unpack it with you if you would like. In the meantime, please just sit with it. And again, it feels very much like the other person who was like at that crossing point or at that equator. It's like right in the center of the throat, like you're not swallowing, you're ready to go down. And guess what? The good part is that relaxing, receiving, accepting, allowing what's already happened to finish means that your power, the sun can go, can burn this up. The moon can love you up and illuminate it, and then you can let it go. You can let all those parts of you that know exactly how to take out the nutrients and let go of all the other energies. Wow, this is a very intense one. I hope that helps you, and I want you to re-listen. Like everybody, you need to re-listen, because the way I'm saying things and describing things, you need to hear the whole thing, and then you need to go back again, and you need to write down the words, the exact words. Okay? Thank you so much. Wow. Wow. I feel like, but I want to go deeper. I want to see what else is there. Let's find it. Let's unpack it. Let's free you. Like I can see that there's a freedom ahead of you, a flow. But this is some dense stuff that you don't want to take into the next month. Okay, let's do some more. Oh, wow. So we're going to call on the violet flame, the seventh ray of creation, and the light of fire to move through all of us, this space, through our minds, bodies, emotions, through our thoughts, fears, and wishes, and move through, cleanse, transmute, transform, release. I'm seeing that everybody is releasing a lot during this. So we're asking the violet flame to continue to come through for us. All right. And I'm in the middle of wrapping up a leftover 2022 loose end I need to leave, so I'm listening to the replay. How interesting, right? Perfect timing. If not, I hope to get on the next one. Thank you. You're welcome. Olga said, thank you, Nan. This is spot on. I've changed career and I am very resistant to that change. Thank you so much. I will hear again, and yes, we will talk again. Wonderful. Take care, honey. Beautiful. All right. Airi Tag, my Jamaican friend. Let's see what's going on. My fellow tropical friend. Right. So there was a long stream vision that came through. So from the root and the sacral, earthy, nurturing, sexual, creative energy, like sort of expanding out. But you're up here growing a lot. So there's a lot of growth coming up around the head, a lot of plants, a lot of new things growing, building, designing, creating a lot of color going on. And there's a need now to balance the masculine, the feminine, the creative, spiritual into the body. Come down, be in the more sensual way, into that earthy, like that laid back tropical nature, where you just feel the warmth and you feel the earth. And these are what have to get connected for you, because the idea of being safe is here. The idea of being safe, bringing these realities into the earth. So there's something you're bringing through, creating up here, showing me, with your higher self and with your inner vision and in your mind and your mental field. And now there's the idea of, is it safe to bring it all the way down into the reality of the world now? So this is where you've got to come down into the root and the sacral so that you can choose that it's safe to manifest here. And cleansing, clearing, doing some activations of your body. Don't do too much earthing. Don't do too much like grounding to the earth. Do grounding to your own root. Okay? Beautiful. So this is going to be, has the potential for like sexual energy, but remember, sexual energy is, most of it is for creative energy. But if we deny that, then the sacred feminine doesn't receive. It doesn't receive so that it can start to create something to be born. So this is very much about blending earth and air, which is difficult. And we have Uranus plowing up the earth right now. And so rooting into your own root is going to feel very, very good. And you can get that sense of safety from within. It doesn't have to be anything outside of you, so that you feel safe bringing this down into the moment. Namaste. All right, Kathy Lynn. I believe there's a Kathy Lynn here. All right. Wow. Okay, Kathy. You also have a lot of energy in the root, the sacral. There's almost like an urge to go pee, And it's coming in these waves, it's squeezing, and there's a resistance to let go, but there's an urgency to let go. So your Mercury, the urgency is definitely in this sacral area with the root. And it's this urge that then can subside or that you can ignore. You know how like, I have to really go bathroom, and then you go, oh, I get busy, I can't right now. And then you go, oh my gosh, I still haven't gone to the bathroom. So you know how your body is able to do that. However, now is the time to not do that anymore. So the next time you have this urge, energetically, emotionally, even physically, to pee, when you do pee, go and just be like, I release it all, I let it all go, whatever's optimal for me at this time, for my highest good, it's just gone. I'm happy to let it go. And then energetically go in here and talk to this area, because this is something like that idea of that retrograde. However, there's big imagination here. There's a lot of ideas that are ready to go. Okay, so the urge comes up and then it fades away, and you hold it back, or you don't express it, or you don't release what's there to see what's coming next. Okay, so yeah, beautiful. Huh? Namaste. Oh, la la, Layla. Hi, Layla. Ah, I love you so much, Layla. I miss you. I know you're doing fabulous. Okay, let me see this beautiful, adventurous goddess. This is a questing woman. Ooh, look at those beautiful girls. Wow, wow, wow. Send me a recent picture because energetically they're very tall. They're looking very tall, and their light bodies are very, they're like a column. There's a lot of light in the center. It looks a bit like, then the colors start getting muted. There's a lot of gold in the center, some nice purple around, standing side by side, like very aligned, like matching, they're very aligned, and they're standing to your right. They're showing a lot of energy above your head, at the back, way up here, some dark energy, like a dark circle, like a black hole or something, like way up here. But it is framing your head from our perspective, like old halo paintings. So this is the focus is very much on your girls right now. And not that, of course, this isn't for you, but there's something to do with them standing as these pillars of light, side by side, not that they have to stay together, but they are in sync, and a little bit of space between you and them. And you're opening up a new portal of possibility. It's in this higher part of your chakras, but it's also out in your light body field. It's like looking way up. Oh, there's a black hole way above you, and then out around it is just sort of lavender space. And there's something about you. You're not coming through in detail, so creating. I would say that connecting into the moment, you're in the shadow, not a bad shadow, but it's almost like stepping to the side so the children can align in their own way, and you're over here off stage, let's call it that, because it's not like you're in a shadow or anything bad like that, but you're over here. You're not the spotlight right now. They are. And energetically for you, this is profound, because this is a shifting, right, of parenting, a shifting of their growth, their evolution, and yours. So in this moment, you're the connector to this new field, but you're creating this new world, and you're doing it just with a little bit of space from them, and being in the wings of the stage. Allow that energy to come up and see what's going to come through for that, because I would need to go right down a rabbit hole with you right now to go further. Very interesting. beautiful, though. It's just an orientation in how you approach things right now for the next few weeks. See how that feels and fits and resonates with you, and see how that might explain some things that are happening. And don't worry if you're not in the spotlight, if you're not seen. You're supporting, you're creating, and it feels almost like more like new moon energy to me, like that dark creative energy, but it's not. It's here inside of this very shiny moon, which is shining on them beautifully. I love you, sweetie. Okay. Whew. Excuse me. This is just too much fun. Okay, so I'm just going to cruise through here, catch up, see what we're going to do here to wrap up. Favorite tag said, thank you so much, Nan. You're so spot on. Give thanks, beautiful. Thank you. Absolutely. I'm so glad. You know what's fun about developing your intuition, which is really, I've done this kind of work for decades on myself, studying, learning, teaching students, different formats, and so on through the years. And the reason now that I'm being guided to keep going and saying, develop your intuition is because you're going to start to realize you're not making your own decisions, right? You've been run by this conditioning, by the forces, by the busyness, by everything, the family, the this and that, all these different energies, and everybody has it. It's okay. It's just that you don't want to be run by that anymore. And you can't ever break free of being influenced and run primarily by others' opinions, ideas, past goals that were given to you that are irrelevant now or whatever else. If you don't develop your intuition, if you don't have your own personal inner connection, and it's clear and you know how to interpret it. And that just takes time. So doing this kind of work, I'm on like an accelerated path because I do these readings for you, and then I'm doing, private sessions today, and I'm teaching classes, and I'm channeling this. So I'm in a constantly developing my intuition and helping other people, and I get to see that. However, the average person, if you get up, you go to work, you take care of your family, you do your things, and then you do your meditation and you do your other thing, you're only allowed, you're only being able to set a certain amount of time aside for your intuitive development or for listening to the guidance. But it's the most important thing you can do. So you don't rush, because I used to be the same way. Well, just do this and then I'll get to the meditation. I'll just do this. And I was like, no, I'm not. You don't want to repeat anything. So remember Mercury retrograde. If you do something in Mercury retrograde right now, or if you start a project, okay, I did this last year, so I'm going to share this because it's hysterical. So I finally finished, for a few tiny little details, my home renovation, and we did a kitchen upstairs from scratch. Gorgeous, enormous kitchen, took forever. And I started the project. I signed the agreement with the designer. We'd been talking for 10 months during Mercury retrograde, and the start date was on Mercury retrograde. Can't remember, one of those two. And I knew it. I was conscious. I was making the choices. However, I didn't stay strong and say, no, we're going to wait 2 weeks and we're going to start then. And it's not the end of the world, but I went in knowing I'm going to have to repeat something. The first day I walked in and said, no, that's wrong. And they had to dig it up and do it again. We're talking about concrete, okay, and tile. The second day, same thing. That's wrong. The drawings were wrong. Do it again. And then it was fine. And then there were little things throughout the project that had to be repeated. So again, be careful. Okay, let's see here. Anne, beautiful. Hello, Anne. Anne left, so she's going to come back. No problem. I love that she left. She's wrapping up a leftover 2022 loose end. That's what we're doing right now. So there is something on the shelf. They're showing me a shelf. They're highlighting the top shelf, and they're highlighting a shelf, like the top shelf, and then skipping one in another shelf. And it's like somebody taking a picture of a tall shelf and then circling the top shelf, and it's dark in there. I can't see what's in there. There's something on the top shelf that you need to take a look at. So the idea that you're this beautiful pattern you said you're in, wrapping up a leftover from 2022, it's great perspective. Do more of that, but look at the top shelf. What is up there? Think energetically. What's on the top shelf in my house that maybe I forgot? What's on the top shelf of my finances? What's on the top shelf of my health issues? What's on the top shelf of my fears? What's on the top shelf of my goals that I feel afraid of? Whatever it is, okay? That's what's coming through for you. Thank you, Anne. Well, this is fun. We're going to get several more people in here before I run to do my thing. We got Bonnie already. We did Anne. Yes, I know. All right. So remember, tomorrow is the peak of the full moon. Remember that we talked about it already, and take a look at what I talked about earlier about these beautiful new moon energies, but there's a lot of other energies going on. Now, we do have some fortune energies. That trines are really, really good. And so when we have a trine with something like Uranus, change, it means that change is going to be good. All right. So what they're coming through, I'm feeling very strong now, is it's an important message for everybody that the change right now is good. This is fortunate change. Okay. This is change for your fortune. Okay. The sun and Mercury, okay, they're doing the combust thing. So coming in and out of view, disappearing, coming back, communications coming and blinking in and out, but they're trining Uranus. So they're saying, the sun is saying change, and it's showing it, it's giving you life for it, and it's giving you light for that change. And Mercury is saying, here's what you need. Here's the guidance. Here's the transportation. Here's the communication that you need for this change. All right. So, Egdalnente. I'm so sorry. I'm just absolutely massacring your beautiful name. Oh, here, Layla. Hi, thank you, Nan. What an interesting reading. I will connect with you for a session as soon as I'm able to, so we can dive deeper. Yes, very interesting. Give a hug to your beautiful girls, okay? You're so welcome, Josie. This has been amazing. Olga said, thank you again for gifting us with all your time and gift. I must go. No problem. Listen to the replay. Have a beautiful day. Okay, good. Anne. I think I did Anne, right? We're done. Did that. Yes. Josie. There we go. Josie, Genevieve. There's somebody else too. Sandra, Genevieve, and Josie. This is all for you. Okay. Excuse me. Josie. Rest. Use this time for resting. It's the most important thing you can do. They're showing me, the three of you, your energy. Josie's is like a small dewdrop, and then Genevieve's is bigger, and then Sandra's goes way out. And it's showing me that for all three of your ladies, you're in phases of growth or progression, beautiful drop, loving energies. So for Josie, you need to rest, okay? You need to rest. And relax. Don't worry about stuff. Like we said, don't try to plan and push forward. That resting is your top priority because you're getting ready to go a new growth phase. For Genevieve, you've got to exercise more of your own free will, okay? Genevieve is amazing. She's had the most amazing breakthroughs this year, and I've been able to be honored to be a part of a lot of it and see and know her personally. And again, you're in this dewdrop phase of you're feeling good. You've like unfolded to a new level. And that next growth step for you in a few weeks is going to be about your free will. So start to ponder on that. Am I using my free will? Am I believing that I'm exercising my free will, but maybe I'm not? Where could I be more attuned to my free will and not an inner agenda? So you've done a lot of freeing yourself from other people, but this new not have an agenda for this is kind of the key. So free being a key word, energy, and will, solar plexus, freedom, that energy of being freed from the will of the past, the will of, they're saying the mother, the will of the father, the will of the family, the will that has, not guided, not really interrupted, but created a space for you in your life that has had many contradictions, many, like if you were wandering around a big house, this is a dark hallway and this is, I don't know, and then over there. So free will and you accepting where you are now with joy, which you're doing and enjoying it, this is going to be the part of the next step for you. Namaste. And Sandra, you're like, whoo, out here, you're stretching, you're elongating, but it's very beautiful. It's very soft. And you're coming to a connection moment. So you've just gone through 3 phases of growing something too. Now you're in that 3rd phase and now it's reaching. It's like you've grown something and you're reaching, you're stretching out. This is a very soft energy. This isn't a forced stretch. This is like elongating yourself in the water. So feel that nurturing Cancer moon energy. Rest in the fact that, Mercury and the sun and all of this are bringing you back to see what you need to see before you finish, because there's a connection point. It's like you're reaching out, very lovely, and you're reaching out. And there's a connection point that's going to happen soon, but it's for you to be in that relaxed, expansive state and notice what comes forward for you to be aware of for the completion, for reviewing. And that has to be feeling yourself, feeling that connection, feeling that there's a new person you're connecting to, could be a love. There's a new part of you that you're connecting to, very connected. It's very connected to you. So soulmate wise or soul wise, this connection is going to open, but you review now, okay? Stay in this soft space. See what comes up for you to remember, to renew, and then be ready for that connection. And it's going to be like you're wrapped in it and you suddenly lift your head up and you're like, oh, here I am. Can you feel me? Can you feel yourself? Okay? Wonderful. We call on the violet flame to cleanse and clear us and realign us to our optimal as we move forward from this sacred space. We give thanks to all of this beautiful energies, to Ishel, to the full moon, to Mars and Mercury retrograde, wow, to Uranus retrograde, wow, to these new ideas, to this beautiful gifts and guidance, and to this moment where we get to prepare for a very exciting, fast journey forward in our evolution and our soul and our purpose. Receive and feel and allow the violet flame to transmute all that no longer serves you and reconnect you to your highest good, to your soul blueprint, and to your path. May this circle be open yet unbroken, and may we each move forward lighter, more aligned with our truth, listening to our own inner authority, respecting this moment, receiving the guidance and the support and the love. We give great thanks to Ishel and to the divine moon and to this beautiful energy that is nurturing, healing, and guiding. Namaste. Cute. All right, my beloveds, thank you so much. This was still wonderful. Oh, I was. Thank you. I'm so glad I checked. Igalman, I kept looking at my thing saying there was something. Okay, yes, I am going to do that. Oh, wonderful. My eyes aren't very good. Igalimane, Igalimane or Igalimane. I do want to do that. Thank you. Yes. Yes. So Michelle was here, just kept pulling me back. Thank you. Yes. All right. So there's a little messenger over here for you for clarity. This is citrine. It's just a raw piece of citrine. And citrine is an incredible stone. It never lowers its vibration for anyone, for anything, for any reason, ever. It stays clear. It's connected to the gold ray, which is the ray of all creation, the ray of gold, sun, all of those powers. And it holds clarity for you. So I'm going to hold this because it's part of the message that wants to come through for you. All right, so there's a lot of karma that you're swimming in right now. I say that the word karma can be very misinterpreted. It isn't bad. However, it is something that we've agreed and we're stuck to, we're in a relationship with, we keep going back to, we keep reusing. So I'm seeing you bringing this clarity of the citrine into this kind of dark waters. We're swimming with a lot of the old karmic patterns, the beliefs, the soul blueprints, the thoughts about yourself, the identities, conscious and unconscious in this and many other lives. There's at least 7 other lives right now involved with you in this. So you're kind of swimming past each other in the same little karmic sea. And this citrine, if you call on it, feel it, let the gold ray come in. The chart of rays is also in the shop, and you can go look at the gold ray. Then as you bring this in, the clarity, all of the creative powers of the 12th ray are going to come into this space. So you can start to, this is a perfect time again, to review, okay, what is the karma that is done? But I still have one little thing. I haven't signed that last paperwork. I haven't released that. I haven't sent that mail. I haven't taken that trash out. What is it? There's some here, and it's kind of obscured. So it's just why this is coming. Also, there's something from the past that's going to reemerge, and this isn't just in this life. So you might have someone reemerge, but this is other lives. Karmic relationships that, well, they're showing both are for going forward in power as well as for completing. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I got to do that for you, sweetie. All right, everyone. Namaste. Thank you so much. Take care.